Welcome to AI Bedtime Stories. Today's story is called Moonlit Mysteries. In the shadowy streets of Noir City, where the fog rolls in thick and the neon lights flicker like ghosts, a seasoned detective named Jack Hardwell prowled the alleys. It was the night of nights, the one where secrets crept out from the shadows and whispered their truths to those who dared to listen. Jack was no stranger to the dark corners of this city. His trench coat flapped against the night breeze, and his fedora cast a long shadow over his rugged face. He had seen it all: the lies, the deceit, and the occasional glimmer of truth that cut through the murk like a knife. Tonight, the moon hung high and full, casting an eerie glow over Noir City. It was on nights like this that the strangest cases found their way to Jack's door. And as if on cue, a soft knock echoed through his office. "Come in," Jack growled, his voice rough from years of cheap whiskey and unfiltered cigarettes. The door creaked open, revealing a dame like no other. She was a vision in red, with eyes that could pierce through the darkest soul. Her name was Veronica Steele, a singer at the Velvet Lounge, the kind of place where secrets were traded more often than drinks. "Mr. Hardwell," she began, her voice trembling slightly, "I need your help. My brother, Johnny, he's missing. The last I heard, he was mixed up with some dangerous people." Jack's eyes narrowed. He had a soft spot for dames in distress, but he knew better than to trust appearances. "Start from the beginning, Miss Steele. Leave nothing out." As Veronica recounted her story, Jack's mind raced. Johnny Steele was a name he knew well, a small-time crook who had a knack for getting in over his head. The pieces of the puzzle began to fall into place, painting a picture of desperation and danger. Jack agreed to take the case, and as he stepped out into the night, he could feel the weight of the city bearing down on him. The first stop was the Velvet Lounge, where the sultry strains of jazz filled the air. Jack pushed through the smoky haze and made his way to the bar. "Tommy," Jack called out to the bartender, a burly man with a nose for trouble. "What do you know about Johnny Steele?" Tommy's eyes darted around the room before he leaned in close. "Word is, Johnny was mixed up with the Black Serpents, a gang that runs the underground gambling rings. Dangerous folks, Jack. You be careful." With a nod, Jack slipped Tommy a few bills and made his way to the back alley. The Black Serpents had a hideout in the old warehouse district, a place where the law dared not tread. The warehouse loomed before him, its windows dark and foreboding. Jack crept inside, his footsteps silent on the cold concrete. He could hear voices, low and menacing, echoing through the cavernous space. "Hurry up, Johnny," one of the voices snarled. "The boss ain't gonna wait forever." Jack's heart pounded as he peered around a corner. There, in the center of the room, was Johnny Steele, tied to a chair and looking worse for wear. The Black Serpents were closing in, their knives glinting in the moonlight. With a swift motion, Jack drew his gun and stepped into the open. "Let him go," he barked, his voice steady and commanding. The gang members turned, eyes widening in surprise. For a moment, the tension hung thick in the air. Then, chaos erupted. Jack fired a warning shot, and the serpents scattered, their bravado crumbling under the pressure. Jack rushed to Johnny's side, cutting him loose. "You all right, kid?" he asked, helping him to his feet. Johnny nodded weakly, gratitude shining in his eyes. "Thanks, Jack. I owe you one." As they made their way out of the warehouse, the first light of dawn began to break over Noir City. The night of nights had come to an end, and with it, another chapter in Jack Hardwell's hard-boiled life. But in the city of shadows, there would always be another case, another mystery to unravel. And Jack Hardwell would be there, ready to face whatever darkness came his way.